Here we go.
Fabulous.
Love how you do it.
Fabulous.
Fabulous Blue Bombers.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. The Fabulous Blue Bomber Show.
On Shaw TV, brought to you by Moxie's. Now here are your hosts, Kim Babbage and Brody Jackson.
All right, they're cleaning up after the big home game, the first home game of the season. Hi, you're at the Fabulous Blue Bombers Show. I'm Brody Jackson, the lovely Kim Babbage, as well as Tanner Growitzky.
Cameraman Tanner's back, everybody. He's on camera today. Rudy's taking a bit of a holiday. He's just relaxing.
So it has nothing to do with whether he was at the game last night or not.
No. He had these pre-planned days off, and he is not here, but we're happy to have Tanner, and we're just happy to be here. It's filthy because it was quite a party at Canadian Stadium.
I did this.
You did all this?
I did all of this.
Yeah.
This was last night. We're in Section S right now, actually.
Yes, we are, and that is where you sat for the game.
I did, and the really cool thing about this game last night, because we've been to these games before, and sometimes you forget about how amazing it is for an out-of-towner experience. And last night, a buddy came up from Vancouver. He's been all over the place watching football. He's been to NFL games. He's a huge Cowboys fan. I mean, that stadium is incredible, right? And he said that this, by far, is the best football experience he's ever had.
Really?
Isn't that a compliment?
That really is, and that was my phone that just made a sound because I didn't turn off my ringer. Chris Matthews said on the pregame show on CJOB with Bob Irving that he played college football, and the atmosphere, people know college football games, it's just out of this world, and he said this ranks among some of his college football experiences for fan participation and the excitement. So he said, you know, congratulations Winnipeg, this was pretty amazing, and that's a massive compliment. Those guys have played in crowds of 100,000 people, right? Like, so I think that's pretty cool that 30,000 of us made such a racket. It was awesome.
It was loud. Like I left, I had to leave because, you know, you're up at 4 in the morning. You're up at brand early.
Yes.
Yeah, so you want to get out of here kind of right with 5 minutes left so that you can beat the traffic.
Never.
I know.
You're fired. I didn't know this about you before you started on the show. You don't beat the traffic.
I had to get home because I didn't want to be home and only get like 3 hours of sleep and then be all on the radio, which I am anyways. And so I got back and you could hear, like I'm down in St. James, way down in St. James area, and you could hear the stadium. Yeah. It was incredible.
Well, you had out-of-towners from Vancouver, so did we. Callum McLeod, our West Coast correspondent, and his wife Claire were here, and Callum hasn't been to a Blue Bombers home game in many, many years, and he is like the biggest Blue Bomber fan outside of Winnipeg. I'm talking at his wedding, the table numbers were actually legendary Blue Bombers with their picture and a fact about them. So that's how you found your table at Callum's wedding. This guy's a big fan, right? He got here and was like a little kid because he got to be around his blue and gold brethren. It was so great to experience that with him and Claire, and she's never been to Winnipeg, so it was cool for them. It was just such a fantastic night. Now, I did notice one thing. Of course, it's the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Coach Richard Harris, and I know that a lot of the players were very reflective. And at the very beginning of the game, normally they introduce the starting lineup, either the offense or defensive starting lineup, and typically first game it would be offense because they'd announce the quarterback and get the biggest cheer at the end. Well, the whole team came out together. And I don't know if that had to do with just honoring Coach Harris's memory, sort of, you know, coming out together, that they were doing that for him together, but I thought that was a nice touch if that's what it was. If not, then I just made that up, but that's my guess. Yeah.
Well, the one thing about Richard Harris, he was always family and class. Like
absolutely.
He preached so much of that stuff, and the Bombers, they epitomize class and family mentality.
Yeah. Well, we've got a great show to get to today. Folks, you're going to want to stay tuned to the end of the show because we're going to bring you maybe the best thing you've ever seen in your life. Jay's musical moment, the MMWJ, as he called it yesterday, musical moment with Jay. He wrote a very special song about a very special place in the stadium, and I promise you, you're not going to get this tune out of your head for the rest of the summer. I love it. He's a genius. So stick around for that. I just promise you it's amazing. That'll be near to the end of the show. Before we get to that, in the off season, a number of the players got together and did a pros versus Joes competition with some high school students. It was a really great day, the kids at John Taylor, but I do want to mention Buck is in it, and he's playing basketball and volleyball. This was shot before he got injured. So don't worry, he's not playing football, but playing sports against high school kids. No, this was shot before Buck's injury, so just rest assured that was all fine.
It wasn't Super Spike. It was not Super Spike he was involved in.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly. So anyway, that's where we're going to start off our show today. Bombers, pros versus Joes.
Hi, I'm Chris Rutledge from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and we're at John Taylor Collegiate for Pros versus Joes. It started a little bit last year, and then they only sent 3 of us, and we got slaughtered. So this year I did a little recruiting, and me and Jeff Bannon basically put this together. Let's go!
I expect to do a whole lot worse than we did score-wise, for sure. I mean, we still lost. Never like to take an L, but it was a heck of a lot of fun, I'll tell you what. I dated a girl in high school that had played volleyball, so I had a few extracurricular volleyball games under my belt before, but not good enough to beat them, that's for sure. The rest of the way, we got pretty high hopes. Our standards are set at the top for sure.
We were wanting to shut them out, but you know, that didn't happen. They got some good size and quickness. You know, I'm sure that basketball team does pretty well in the province. But you know, it's fun for us. It's probably been 2-3 years since all of us have really played basketball. You know, we all played at some level, but it's good to get back on the court and just have fun.
You started it off by draining a three-pointer, Buck Pierce. You're a demon.
Thinking back to my high school, early college days of you know, playing out there, I learned how to shoot way beyond the three-point arc because you know, little guys like me don't like to go down and get beat up with all the big guys.
I think we all lost traction. They may or may not have put a little extra dust on our end of the gym. You know, we tried to get the water on the shoes, but it didn't really help us out. But the first time we did it, Brink's looking at me. I'm literally just sliding across the stage water skiing, so nothing you can do there.
No, I haven't played that much, but you know, coming up in school, some things you never forget, riding a bike, playing dodgeball. We felt real good about it. Last year we actually did the same event and we came a little undermanned, but this year, you know, we came full force and we went out and we compete. And I think the kids came out and did a great job as well, and it was all for a good cause.
The fabulous Blue Bomber show steps up to the post. And at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, it's a photo finish. That's your Assiniboia Downs Workhorse of the Week.
All right, so last week, our Workhorse of the Week just so happened to be this man right here, Chris Matakovich. And look at this bad boy. You have the Assiniboia Downs Workhorse in your hand.
Yes.
But you're handing it over. That was a requirement that you were made.
Yes, Chad was actually the runner-up. I picked myself to win it again because I was pretty awesome.
But those weren't the rules, so you knew you had to change.
Apparently Kim Babbage, the queen, has made up her own rules.
She's a strict one at that. So you're handing it off to Chad.
Yeah, Chad. I mean, I never seen that guy broke more tackles than I've made in my career. I mean, he was a beast out there. First CFL game, I thought he ripped it up. So
Congratulations.
Man, appreciate
Pleasure,
that, man. Thanks, man. Mean a lot, man.
And that was in-game analysis right there.
Absolutely.
Right in
I
front
was
of
there
you.
evaluating. I had a clipboard out and everything.
And you did have a great game. Now this is your chance right now. You get the trophy. This is your like Oscar speech that you can finally make.
Okay.
Is there someone you want to give a shout out to and a thank you?
Yeah, God and my O-line. And of course, him for giving me this, great award. You know what I mean? He didn't have to do that. I mean, that means a lot, seriously.
Well, you get to hang along with so many other trophies you probably have. Do you have a big room with a bunch of trophies?
A little bit, I ain't trying to talk about all that though, I'm a little modest guy. So.
Well, there'll be more questions like that coming up a little bit later on the show as we do 1 Minute with Chad Simpson. And just to let you know, too, that now your new requirement is next week you have to pick the new workhorse of the week.
Okay, I'll do that. That's great.
We also got a gift certificate for you, too, and you're going to give it back?
Yeah, give it back.
We're just going to keep handing it off back and forth.
Back here every week.
Congrats on the workhorse of the week.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
The Workhorse of the Week is brought to you by Assiniboia Downs. Open year-round for horse racing, gaming, and dining. Go to asdowns.com for more information.
You've been photobombed.
And in fact, we're actually getting photobombed in the back right now.
Yeah. Or are we photobombing? Are there any cameras pointed this way?
Hopefully.
I don't think so.
We got to make it even, like
That's
even
right.
scale.
Yeah, I think so.
So you can send in your pictures to us on Twitter, on Facebook, and send them on email too, and get them in there because we got a whole bunch of them for the Fabulous Blue Bomber Show this week.
That's right. You can win a Moxie's gift card if we pick your photo. Well, in fact, if Rockin' Rudy Gower picks your photo. So here's what we have this week. We start off with picture number 1. Maybe the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. A puppy wearing a Blue Bomber hat, and he's so tired. He's so tired from cheering.
Do we have the puppy's name at all? Do we get that?
Keo.
Keo.
Yeah.
That's a bomber name.
Or maybe it's Keo, something. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Well, I think we see middle linebacker actually.
Yeah, that's not bad.
He looks like a middle linebacker.
Yeah, like too cute. So that's photo number 1. Photo number 2, all that it said in the subject line of the email was, I heart Buck. And I thought, because we do get pictures of gals who, who like Buck Pierce because they think he's a good-looking guy and they like to get photos with him. We've gotten a few of those submitted. Well, this is not what I expected to see when I opened the email. I love Buck.
Is he closing his eyes and smelling him?
I think so. He smells so good.
Like barbecue sauce.
And chips.
Yes, Buck smells like his merchandise.
That's right. And Buck looks pretty happy to be getting groped here.
It's a very cute picture. It's very adorable. You can see how much he loves Buck.
Yes, and that Buck is willingly getting his photo taken. All right, so our next photo is submitted by a guy who folks in town know as Big Bear, a member of the rap group Filthy Animals. This one cannot win because the guy wearing the number 9 jersey is our own Shaw employee, Brahms. But Big Bear is a huge, massive fan of the Blue Bombers and wanted to submit this photo. It's Big Bear, Dancing Gabe, and Brahms at a playoff game last year. So I'm sorry, Big Bear, you can't win because you are a friend/family member of the show, as we clarified a couple of weeks ago. But I love this one because any photo with Dancing Gabe is a photo that gets a thumbs up for me.
And he's willing to take any pictures. So if you ever see Dancing Gabe out there, like grab a picture with him for
Totally
sure.
do it.
I was wondering if that was from playoffs because I was wondering why he was wearing mittens.
Yeah, why are they so cold? Yes. And this guy isn't trying to rob the concession stand. All right, and then the final photo, this was submitted by Kelly Witt, and this is her boyfriend, Chris, and her friend, Shar, and the thing I like about this photo is that Chris's whole face is painted, like really painted, except for his red-haired mustache.
And this is probably like one of the first times that he'll wear more makeup than she is.
Yes, that's right. Kelly had a little note with this photo and said that when this photo was taken, she had sent Chris off to the football game, and she was at home cleaning his man cave, which took her 2 hours because it was so gross.
2 hours? That's nothing, actually. You got to get on that, man. Come on, 2 hours?
She's
That's
just
nothing.
really a good power cleaner.
That could be, she was really quick and through it.
Absolutely. Oops, sorry, she had so much time till the game was over. Anyway, those are the photobomb photos this week, and of course, Rockin' Rudy Gower picks the winner every week, so Rockin' Rudy says...
Well, they were all strong submissions this week, but the one that tugged at my heartstrings was I Heart Buck. Or was it Someone Hearts Buck? I can't remember. The guy hugging Buck. It was so good.
Have you ever had a picture like that yourself with Buck Pierce?
No, but people take pictures like that with me.
We have about 5 of those with him.
That's right, exactly. All right, so Buck Love is the winner this week, and we're so glad to say that. Never thought I'd say those words.
Can we have a feature just called Buck Love?
Maybe. Well, people need to watch the Fabulous Blue Bomber show coming up this year because our musical moment with Jay, he is writing an ode to Buck and Buck's handsomeness as far as he's concerned. So watch for that coming up in the year. Anyway, if you would like to submit a photobomb photo in order to try to win a Moxie's gift card, you can send them to us at FBBS WPG. You can send them to us on Facebook. You can email them to us at fabulousbluebombershow@shaw.ca. And if you win, we will let you know.
It's time now for the Rules Clinic.
I'm Joey Elliott. This is Pierre-Luc Labbé. We're going to talk about roughing the passer for Rules Clinic this week. So first and foremost, roughing the passer is whenever the quarterback gets hit late after he has thrown the football. And as a defender, their job is always to get to the quarterback. So sometimes they don't slow down because he always wants to take my head off if all possible. So as I'm dropping back in the pocket, like so, as my receiver's open, I'm gonna release the football and I'm gonna get hit by the defender. That would be considered roughing the passer. There's also other ways to get the penalty, the flag thrown. So if I'm inside the pocket and the defender goes low, that is also a penalty. He can't go below the quarterback's waist if the quarterback is inside the pocket. As soon as the quarterback becomes a runner outside the pocket,
I can do whatever I want now, pretty much.
He can do whatever he wants. I become a runner. Once I leave the tackle box and I become a runner, he can tackle me however so. But if I'm in the pocket, I have that rule, the quarterback rule, where he can't hit me below the waist. Next thing would be head-to-head contact. So if I throw it and he tries to block the pass, it hits me in the head. Helmet to helmet is another 15-yard roughing the passer rule.
So for us, it's more about timing. It's just about being smart. You don't want to cost 15 yards penalty for your defense, so it's all about being smart. For us, it's going to be the 1-2 step rule. So quarterback.
Repeat that one more time. How many steps?
1-2 step rule. So the quarterback release, 1, 2. Technically, we should be all right. But once again, we got to avoid the head and the knees. So it's got to be between the shoulders and the knees up. So technically for us defensive players, that's our only rule. So once again, you got to avoid face mask. You got to avoid horse collar too. But we're more talking about roughing the passer today. So once again, shoulders and knees, that should be our range.
The defense is definitely in a disadvantage because if I'm a tackle and I'm trying to block him and I turn and throw him into our quarterback, and I've already thrown the ball, it's still considered roughing the passer. So if I was a defensive coach, I would tell my defensive players to err on not hitting the quarterback because a 15-yard penalty, and statistically proven that if you have a penalty on a drive, their chances of scoring goes up by like 60%. So they're not gonna try to hit the quarterback or take the extra 15 yards. That means our defense has to stay on the field an extra few plays. So I'm Joey Elliott. This is Pierre-Luc Labbé, starting middle linebacker for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And this is our rules clinic on roughing the passer.
Have a good one.
1 Minute With, brought to you by Winnipeg U-Drive and Payless Car Rental.
You may already have one of these number 5 Winnipeg Blue Bombers Simpson jerseys, but this does not belong to Baron Simpson. This belongs to Chad Simpson. So first of all, you've got your workhorse today, which was kind of an exciting start to the day. But I know this wouldn't be the biggest accolade that you've gotten in your career, given that you've played in a Super Bowl, you've played for 3 NFL teams. You've got a pretty hefty resume behind you.
Yeah, fortunate, to bounce around and chase my dreams, and get a lot of awards in between. So yeah.
So who is your favorite NFL team now? You play for the Colts, the Bills, and the Redskins. Do you have a favorite NFL team now?
No, I had favorite players. Like
okay.
I was Deion. Any team he was on when I was a kid, that's who I was. That was my favorite team.
Excellent. Okay. Now, I'm sure you're sick of being asked about Peyton Manning because you did play with him, but can you tell us something about Peyton Manning that we wouldn't know?
Yes, he has no other life than football.
I think we do know that. I would imagine that his locker is very organized and very tidy. Is that right?
Yeah, both of them are actually. He has
two lockers?
Yeah, he has 2 lockers.
No way.
Yeah.
What does he have in the second locker?
Regular clothes, and one locker, I guess, is for practice and shoulder pads and things like that.
No kidding. Well, this is about you. This isn't about Peyton Manning. So, as we mentioned, the Minister of Defense was the last guy named Simpson to wear number 5. Do you have any nicknames we need to know about?
Yeah, Turbo.
Turbo.
OJ's better half.
Nice. That's a good one. You know what? I like Turbo. And I mean, you are, we've had a long line of very, very popular running backs here in Winnipeg. I don't know if you've heard the history. Charles Roberts was a longtime favorite. Fred Reed was a longtime favorite. So with a nickname like Turbo, that could really catch on. I really like that one. Is that the one you'd want us, all the fans, to go with?
Yes.
You like Turbo?
Yeah, I like Turbo. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I got it at Morgan State first 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I think that would be easier for the fans to yell, "Go Turbo," than "Go OJ's other half" when they're watching you play football, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you got to switch up the name like Puff Daddy said. You got to keep multiple names.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, so what can you not leave home without?
Ooh, iPad, Dre Beats, phone, and a nice pair of Jordans.
Nice. See, I mean, all you guys are very technologically hooked up. I see that, are you on Twitter?
No, not.
You're not? Okay, so you've got the iPad and all that, but you're not on Twitter. Why not?
No. Because, a lot of players get in trouble with Twitter.
Yeah.
Saying things, and I don't want to.
That has happened.
Yeah.
Fabuloso.
Yeah, so I don't want to mess up my, my identity like that.
All right, well, we're going to close this out by asking you about any specific skills or talents that you might have that people wouldn't otherwise know about.
Well, phenomenal dancer. Phenomenal dancer.
Are you? Why don't you dance us out? Give us show us some moves.
I can't do it for free, you know what I mean? I'm past that level now. Like I used to do it for free,
All right, well then how about we leave it at this? You go get a touchdown and do a really creative touchdown dance, and it will be sort of for the Fabulous Blue Bomber Show. How's that for a deal?
We do cats. How about that? Cats.
I'm expecting better than that with that kind of build-up, Chad.
Hey, I mean, I'm telling you, y'all watch. It was going to be phenomenal. Like I said, phenomenal dancer.
All right, Chad Simpson, also known as Turbo. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
A musical moment with Jay.
Probably peed in you 1,000 times, and you've never let me down now, Trough. You've been a friend and a confidant, even though the only golden is the showers you take during each halftime break. You're a pal and a saint. Yeah, it's true what they say about heroes. They're made of steel. I'll admit you led to more than a few inadvertent wiener glances and Trough. Please don't think I put the blame on you. It's only human to be curious, and now that you're leaving in 2013, I've only got 1 year left to find another favorite place to be. Find another favorite place to be. Find another favorite place to be. Find another favorite place to be.
You need to take a sec after that? Tell me that's not the best song you've heard this year.
It's the best, and it's so true. I mean, it's sad to know that the Troughs are going to be gone.
Written and performed entirely by our friend Jay Williams, and we might play that again for you at the end of the show, depending on how much time. But I just love that. I think that's just so great. And he's got to find another favorite place to pee in 2013.
I recommend a urinal. Not anywhere else in this stadium.
As they're not going to have troughs. They've made that very clear. There will be no troughs in Investors Group Field, so you're all going to have to use the stalls or whatever.
Do we know what they're going to do with the troughs, like the ones that they have in this stadium?
No, no idea.
Well, remember when they took down Winnipeg Arena and then they got rid of all like the seats? People bought the seats and everything. Maybe you can do that with the troughs.
You really want that disgusting piece of steel?
Oh, put it in my house? You know how amazing that would be? Just go to a trough every day?
I don't understand male fascination with the trough. I do want to say, though, what I discovered because of this shooting of the trough video, and I was in that bathroom with Jay and Rudy as we shot the trough video, which was an experience. It smelled like diesel fuel and cold cuts in there. It did. Anyway, I didn't know that there's a trough in every bathroom here.
Why wouldn't they have a trough? What else would you go in?
Well, I thought that there was one washroom that had a trough because we all refer to it as the trough. I thought there was a trough. No, there's a trough in each washroom. Didn't know that.
You just got a glimpse into the world of men.
Yeah, and not a pretty picture, people. I'm not going to lie to you there. I do want to give Rudy huge credit. He's the guy who cuts in all of those, the funny little sound ups and clips and stuff throughout the show. And he cut in those pieces of Odell Willis and Chad Simpson's segment. Dynamite. Oh my goodness, fabuloso. Thank you, Odell. Thank you for your final contribution to Winnipeg and our enjoyment of the Blue Bombers. It was great.
What was the connection there between Twitter and Odell?
I don't know. I don't remember. Can't remember. Very weird. One last comment about the game. Well, actually, two last comments. If you're on Twitter, and we didn't bring you any tweets this week just because of the production schedule and stuff. We'll be back to that next week. But fake Mark Cohan is somebody that you should follow on Twitter if you are on there. And he tweeted something about being very excited that this is going to be the second annual last season at Canada Stadium. I thought that was a brilliant tweet. I like that one a lot.
I like that. I'm surprised it wasn't the real Mark who said that, actually.
Yeah, well, I'm fairly certain he would not say that sort of thing. Although he does have interesting and fancy socks, which is true. He wears patterned socks all the time.
He should get his socks and mix them up with Joey Elliott's pants.
Perhaps. Joey came up to us on the field and gave you a little bit of heck for calling him a squash. So.
I didn't mean to call him a squash. I said he just kind of resembled the squash. Maybe it was going to be a Halloween outfit with the yellow pants.
Well, I'm not going to go there. Quick congratulations to Justin Pilardi for winning Special Teams Player of the Week. That kind of got lost amidst the build-up to the big home opener, but he went 5 for 5 the week before in his field goals, and he was named Special Teams Player of the Week in the league, which is a big honor, so congratulations to Justin on that. That's awesome. Now, we got a couple things to quickly get to before we wrap up the show here. We do have our weekly trivia question, so if you'd like to win, you can answer on Twitter at FBBSWPG. You can send your answer to Facebook or to us on our Facebook page. Just search Fabulous Blue Bomber Show, or you can email us at fabulousbluebombershow@shaw.ca. I didn't give you a heads up on this one, so I'll ask it. In last week's show, Buck told us the name of his dog at the Svet's Pets event at Sophie's Dognasium. So what is Buck's dog's name? Yeah. That's right. If you know it, send us your answer, and if you've won, we will contact you. Also, please keep sending us in your photobomb pictures. We appreciate them. We love them. And we've actually got an awesome one for next week. I'm just going to say, you're going to have to up your game. That's all there is to it.
Bring it, whatever photos you got. We want to see them. Be proud of your Bombers in your pictures.
That's right.
Reason to be.
Absolutely. So, folks, glad you had a good time at the home opener. Thank you, Blue Bombers, for providing us with such a fabulous, awesome evening out. A beautiful Winnipeg summer night. It couldn't have been better. We're looking forward to another one. Make sure you're here at the stadium Friday, August 3rd. Taking on Montreal, so it's going to be another tough game. But, in fact, Edmonton probably tougher than Montreal this year. So, hey, could be 2 in a row.
We'll take 2 in a row. And, hey, if you're coming to the game next time, don't leave a half a beer sitting down here.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of unfinished beverages sitting here on the ground. Not only do the cleaning crew have to clean that up, but why didn't you finish your drink?
I'm going to have to drink it now.
I don't think you want to do that. I think that's our cue. See you next week, folks.
Hello, Patty. The Fabulous Blue Bombers Show on Shaw TV. To see past episodes or contact the show, visit us online at shaw.ca/FBBS. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, or email us at fabulousbluebombershow@shaw.ca.
Here we go. Yeah.